Hello and welcome to Strange Talk with Doc. I am your host, Doc. I hope everything's going well with you today. Who we got?
It's Net Boy.
Hey, Net, what's going on, man?
How's everything? Everything's good on my end.
Yeah, same here. I ain't got no complaints.
Great.
Well, everybody, tomorrow's Labor Day. I hope you enjoy your Labor Day. I know it's not a normal Labor Day, but this is not a normal year. 2020 has been something else. But if you can hear me, that means you're alive. So, you know what? It could be a lot worse for you. Keep that in perspective. You know, you have any plans for Labor Day yourself?
Uh, I'm going out to Pennsylvania to go. A friend is having like a little barbecue in their yard, so that gives us something to do instead of quarantining.
I can dig it. I can
Something,
dig it.
something small. Yeah.
Me personally, no plans whatsoever. I got a doctor's appointment Tuesday. I am taking it easy tomorrow. I got, matter of fact, golf will be on. I'll be finished up the tour championship, and that's what my day is going to hold. So before I go any further, I just want to say a rest in peace to two people who meant a lot to me when I was growing up. One is John Thompson. You know him as the head coach of the Georgetown Hoyas. Hoya paranoia was huge in the black community when they first rolled around. We didn't have anything like that, Ned. There was no black college per se that was like Division 1 big time ballers. I mean,
Mhm.
that guy's going for championships, so they meant a lot to black kids around America. You know, their starter jackets were huge. People were wearing them. I mean, most people that went to college, if you didn't go to a major college, you everybody I knew rooted for Georgetown because they represented us. You know, this was before Michigan and the Fab Five. You know, and then I wound up hating Patrick Ewing the rest of his career because he was a New York Knick. But when he was with Georgetown, I loved him. I actually loved him. And another person, the greatest Met of all time, died this week, Tom Seaver. And I like to say rest in peace to him also. I mean, I grew up, Tom Terrific was the man for the Mets. The Mets was actually a World Series team when I first started watching baseball, I think like 73 or so. So he
Mhm.
was a huge big deal in New York City, you know? And I know these guys are a little before your time per se, but, you know, I had to say rest in peace to them. Now, I am going to be actually 100% black next Saturday and Sunday. I was going to do a show Saturday, but I decided against it. I am not coming back to 9/19 and 9/20. I'm going to do a special hip hop show on the 19th, which is the Saturday. And then I'm going to do the normal show on 9/20, which is the Sunday. But next week, in honor of the first week of the NFL, this show is black. I do not want to focus on football and talking. I want football next Sunday. So I am doing nothing. I'm cooking. I'm going to have that out of the way. And I am going to sit down like a normal male human being and watch as much football as I possibly can next Sunday. So do not expect to hear a live show next week. Whoever is listening, it will not happen. I don't care what's going on in the world. I'm sure another podcast will talk about it. So, you know, you brought it up, and I'll give the numbers 26.7 million worldwide cases of coronavirus, 875,000 deaths. The U.S., 6.2 million cases, 188,000 deaths. People are still playing games with corona. I'm in a mattress store this week that has a big sign outside it that says you cannot enter without a mask. A couple comes right in without a mask. The person who's conducting business with him doesn't even bring it up. Now I know the CDC said don't argue with people because it just starts fight. But I'm like, look at this shit. Me and my wife are sitting here with masks. They don't have fucking masks on. I mean,
Yeah, that's insane.
this is a bed place where people are going to lay down in beds to try them out. I mean, because you don't usually just buy a bed. You
Yep.
try the bed. But people don't care, and as long as people don't care, and that's another reason why I brought up Labor Day, even though it is a holiday and it's tomorrow. People are going to be irresponsible tomorrow. I know it's hot everywhere. I mean, we've been dealing with weather that's been like almost real feel over 107 all week. And so, I know people want to get out. They want to go to pools. They want to, this is like the last bash of the summer type thing. But, it's not a crime to care about your fellow man. Mask up so you don't, not you, protect somebody else. You know? You could do that. You could protect somebody else. Now,
Yeah, I was in Pennsylvania this weekend, and there weren't too many people wearing masks. And I'm not talking about the city version. I was like in the Poconos area, and most of the places I went into, we were the only people that had on masks. And I'm like, damn, there's something going on in these areas.
man, that's just how it goes. Nobody's consideration is not a big it's not in the forefront of people's minds being considerate to each other, but it's the day and age we live in. We live in such a weird time that right is wrong and wrong is right, and not giving a fuck really is how it goes from the top on down, man. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, okay, let's get to this one. Mr. Daniel Prude, he's 41 years old. He's from upstate New York. I believe it was Rochester, New York. These
Hmm.
fucking seven cops. I understand putting a spit hood on somebody. You might need a spit hood. Nobody wants. We understand that. But this is another black man, and this happened on March 23rd. I don't know why it takes so long for some of these films to get to us. He
Yep.
dies of asphyxiation. This man is no threat, Ned, at all. No threat. He's butt fucking naked. They got him on the ground and he's handcuffed, and it's 7 against 1. They just basically killed this man.
Yep. And then lied about it.
You know what? And the thing that's getting me is I sit here every fucking Sunday and I say, when is enough enough? How much of the fucking blood of ours do you really want to spill? And the conclusion that I'm drawing is they want every last single drop of every one of our blood. Every one of us. We are the target. But you don't want us to be angry. And then you don't want us to act like victims. We have, what the fuck is our recourse? I mean, there's no recourse, you know?
My thing is, I'm like, who's checking these videos? Because obviously there was body cam footage. Who looked at the videos? Because the mayor said that she didn't know about it because the police chief told the guy died of an overdose or something like that. So like, who had the video?
Well, see, here's the
Because
thing.
the police need a group of people. Every police department needs a group of people that oversees the police department. Because right now it's just like they're all just running rampant.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. And this is gonna be, you could take it any way you want out there. This was one of the responsibilities and actually something that Barack Obama failed America on. I'm not just gonna say black people. He failed America. He had made a promise his last term to finance police oversight. It was supposed to be a nationwide committee set up in every single state to be oversight on all police departments. We knew Trump wasn't going to sign it. Barack Obama promised to sign it, and then he never signed it before he left office. Now, would Trump have reversed it? Probably. But there would have been things in place, like you said. It was going to be a civilian review board made up of civilians to review. And you know who else is failing? The MEs. The medical examiner can tell the cause of death. He knows it's
Oh yeah.
asphyxiation. Why doesn't he inform the family? There's a death. Obviously, we're not finding out about this stuff until the family gets the official death certificate. They go
Hmm.
drug overdose. Why is it listed as asphyxiation? Then they get a lawyer involved who then says release the film. Because there's another case that happened this week, and think about it. They've been telling us for months there was no Breonna Taylor body cam. They got body cam now. It just popped up this week out of the blue because they do whatever they can to protect themselves. They want to protect themselves. They don't want the lawsuits. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous, man. All these officers, how do you look in the mirror at yourself and said, you know what? I took an oath to help, to serve, to protect, and I'm actually causing damage. I'm causing lives. I mean, how do you lack humanity for another human being, but to be the same person that pet a dog lovingly? I don't understand it, man. You know?
Yeah, they treat us worse than animals sometimes.
Yeah, and the laws in this country on the books protect animals better than they protect us. You know what? I got to give the man credit. Stephen A has been screaming for months that you know that there are still lynching, not anti-lynching laws on the books in America. You could still what's called legally lynch black people in America because they have not been taken off the books. It's not considered a
Hmm.
crime. I mean, is that insane or what? You know, but this is what we deal with. This, and everybody knows this. So Russia's claiming they're going to have a vaccine. Then we got this new idiot who works for Trump. He said that we might have a vaccine by November 1st, which is magically 2 days before the election.
Election, yeah. That's so. A couple of months ago, the head of the CDC, which I guess he's like a really Trumper, he was being questioned by George Stephanopoulos about this, and he was like, uh, George asked him straight up, "Well, hey, would there be?" They feel like the CDC is gonna be political and release a vaccine right before election day, and the guy can say, "Well, we will only release a vaccine if it was already tested and proven." I'm like, if Trump tells them to release whatever they got in the works right now without testing it fully on people, I think that's just gonna be chaotic, man. Because basically it's the same thing Russia did.
Yeah, see, but here's the funny. Well, it's not nothing's funny. Okay, so let me pull back on that. I don't want anybody misconstrue what I'm saying. Nothing's funny. Okay, so Jerome Adams says he highly doubts this November 1st thing. Okay, then Fauci's also. This is where you get the confusion. He's saying that they have clinical trials that are proven positive results, and there's a chance that this thing can be released soon because they got like 30,000 people in this study group and they're getting positive results on it. So, you know what? The same people who hate him Tuesday back him Thursday, then re hate him Saturday. So it's very confusing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would you take a vaccine that comes out right before election day?
Listen, no matter what my doctor tells me, I am not going to be in the first wave of Americans. I will wait to second or third wave before I take any vaccine.
Yep.
I'm not a child that has to go to school or something like that. So you're not pushing me to do anything that I don't want to do. And this is not something I want to do. And because I don't trust the parties involved at all.
Nope.
I just don't trust them. I don't trust Jerome Adams. I don't right now. I'm not fully trusting Fauci. I definitely don't trust anything that pins Trump and his new CDC guys say. Nothing
Yep.
that they say. I cannot trust them. Think about it. This is the same man this week. First, this Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey. He defends Kyle Rittenhouse. He's the Kenosha shooter.
Crazy.
Then Trump defends the kid. And then come to find out, there's a GoFundMe for this boy. It's raised over
Yeah,
$700,000, man. That's
I
the
think
country we
GoFundMe and
live in.
I think they took it. I think they took it down, but it was
They
some
did.
Catholic group that was. I believe GoFundMe took it down. But there was some Catholic group that was also raising money for him as well.
$700,000 has been raised for his legal defense. I mean, when you got congressmen and the president saying, and let's not forget this fool Tucker Carlson. He's bringing law and order. This kid is the difference. Oh, and then Bill, think about it, the Attorney General of the United States of America doubled down on Trump and said he agrees that this kid basically did nothing wrong.
Yeah, crazy.
But then we also have Trump. He gave me a giggle because he's a fucking lunatic. He goes on Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingram's trying. She's not a good person, but she tried. She tried to get him to back down on the Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Then he comes up with there's these group of people wearing black who are traveling around in airplanes being funded by very rich, evil people to do harm to everybody. And she was like, come on, man. You do realize that's a conspiracy theory coming from the president of the United States? And he was like, yeah, I don't care. So he's got that group of guys.
That's just say right there, man. Like you have a president that's saying all these conspiracy theories, and people are taking him and running with them, which is causing more harm than good, and that's insane.
Yes. Who we have calling in?
Good morning. This is Bones.
Hey, Bones. What's going on, bro?
Hey, Bones.
Good morning, Net. How you doing?
Yeah, that's insane. So we have now. First of all, there is no airline in America after 9/11 that's going to let 100 and some odd people dress similarly get on an airplane unless they're in some kind of like uniform. And they would prefer not 120 people in their police uniforms or some kind of fraternity costume to get on board planes. But the president is saying that these people are flying around the country in all black plus masks on, and then on top of it, he said they have weapons. Who the fuck is entering the airlines with weapons? I mean, this is crazy. This guy gives me a headache like no other. There's nothing else on the planet that gives me a headache like him. Now, he really pulled the rabbit out of his hat yesterday. He's defunding the federal government's racial sensitivity training. He said it's anti-American propaganda and he won't fund it anymore. Now that one really kills me. Racial being insensitive to others is not a program that he wants the even federal government or his employees to acknowledge exists because it's diversive.
If I'm not mistaken too, they're funding. So we have a system here that where we receive federal funds for the cleaning of the schools and the trains, and now he's talking about not sending that money to New York City as well. And I'm like, God damn, bro.
Well, let's look at one thing in a positive manner. If the people get out and do what they're supposed to do, this clock is ticking. We have entered September, people. November is not 9, 10, 15 months down the line. It is 2 months away. We are less than 2 months away from a presidential election. Less than 2 months because today is 9/6. It's not but so much damage he can continue to do if we do the right thing. You know what I mean? We will have somebody else in office. I wish somebody would fucking put a muzzle on that guy too, because he can say some really stupid shit. I mean, Biden has these senior moments, man, that are outstandingly bad. But nothing compares to Trump. I mean, what did Trump call the dead military kids? Losers and suckers? And I don't give a fuck what he said. I believe in my heart he said it.
Look, he said what he said about John McCain, so I can imagine he said that. So
I mean,
he can't lose. I mean,
he's had a Trump week. You know, Fauci, I inherited him. You know, some people you love, some people you don't like, and some people you disagree with often. Basically, that's what he's saying about Fauci. I mean, and I understand that. That goes in regular life too. Shit, that's like family. But this is bigger than that. You know, your normal family is not affecting the whole country, 300 something million people. You know, Obama only got in Harvard because of affirmative action. And every black country that's run by a black person is a shithole, a fucking toilet. These are things coming out of this man's mouth. And you know, naturally he'll do. Oh, and let's not forget the big one. He told North Carolina just this week to commit voters fraud. This fucking dude, a president. Now, but here's the thing that gets me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Did you hear any Democrats straighten his ass out and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" publicly? Have you heard any of them say that?
no, I haven't heard anyone.
What about you,
anybody?
Okay, now
I don't know if Biden said anything.
You have a man. See, this should be in our conscience. It should have been so loud and clear that we should have heard a Pelosi, an AOC, a Schumer, somebody say something. This man told them to vote and didn't mail in their ballot. That's voters fraud. He did this shit in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. A president should never even tell his citizens or his constituents to commit any kind of crime. You know? And this fucking Bill Barr, police shootings of black people are not necessarily racist. Okay, that's called playing semantics. Sure, it might not be racist because we can't get in the mind of the person who does the deed. But the shit comes down to race to me. That's the way it seems to me.
Yep. How come it's always happening to us? Unarmed people getting shot and killed.
Yeah.
What is the common denominator in all the shootings?
Nobody brought Jacob Blake fucking Burger King. Dylan Roof got Burger King. Would a Jacob Blake ever receive a Burger King? And I don't even know that young brother's name in California who got killed. But the one who was running up the street or something and they let off 20 times because a gun fell out of his we don't get the same chance they did. We get one chance.
Did you see the video of the guy in Walmart?
No, I did not.
Oh man, yes. I had a guy in Walmart that was this was I think it was a couple months ago. He had a metal aluminum bat, and the cop they're not sure if the cop tased him first, but he basically just shot him in the middle of Walmart. Black guy. For all of Walmart to see, you can hear everyone yelling, screaming, shot him dead in the middle of Walmart.
Because
in fact, I think they released the video because they did indict this cop for involuntary manslaughter.
You notice something about the videos. When the police officer has done his job properly and effectively, the videotape comes out immediately. But when there's something wrong, a videotape comes out almost a year later.
Yep.
Even the one with the guy in Rochester, New York, they lied to the mayor and told the mayor that he died from a drug overdose. And this is all before George Floyd, and clearly, they put the spit mask on him, which is legal because they have, spit masks for people who spit. But you put him on the ground and you put the needle in his neck for 2 minutes, which asphyxiation kicks in and he dies. And just with that, just simple thing, you did everything right up until you put your knee in his neck, and then you lied about what happened.
Yeah, we was talking about that and how the MEs have to be held accountable because the ME knows the cause of death and knows that the cause of death does not match a drug overdose. So the ME is at fault also. I mean, the ME is definitely at fault. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you something when we off air, and maybe you could talk about that next time. But a friend of mine in the medical profession sent it to me, and saying how MEs and prosecutors, how they protect the officer, just in legal terms, how they protect the officer. The same thing with George Floyd. Remember, the first autopsy came out and said he didn't die from his injuries sustained from the police. It was from his pre-existing conditions. And then when they get the next, thing, the guy said he dies from asphyxiation. So how do you get two trained people saying two different things? When, you know what I mean? Like, there's something clearly like strangulation. There is no getting around strangulation, in its purest form, unless you're changing the wording. You're softening that up.
Because you're going to crush something, the larynx or something. Listen, let me ask you both a question because you might know more than I do. This kid, Deon K., he's 18-year-old. He was the kid that was shot and killed Wednesday in Southeast Washington. Has any other information come out about this shooting?
Not to my knowledge.
Not that I know. I just heard about it.
Yeah, he's a kid who was killed in Southeast Washington. Magically, not one but two guns appear by him. Not one, but two guns. So he's Billy the fucking Kid, I guess. Now they originally said that they didn't even want Trump to come to Kenosha. The governor, Tony Evans, said, please don't even come to my city. But he showed up anyway. And
photo op.
Yeah, same blue fucking suit. By now it looks like that blue suit could sit in the fucking corner. He wears it so often. I mean, I know he's rich, man, and he's got, because it's on our dime, he got 5,000 of it. But I like to think of him as being a stinky, sweaty, smelly, man who can't properly wipe his ass. So I'm thinking that blue suit is kind of just stands there. He takes it off and he could throw it and it just bounces and sticks to the corner. He's a vile creature to me.
President of the United States, supposedly a billionaire, and damn, he doesn't have a tailor.
He never looks
like
sharp.
That we would look like they get the old school Steve Harvey suits.
Now, could you believe this? This is how silly people are. And you got to make sure you make some kind of, thing for when your time comes. You got to clean up your fucking social media when you die, right? Herman Cain, who's been dead over a month, do you know that they still have on his Twitter account the claims that the CD's, COVID is not deadly? That's still on his Twitter account. They just tweeted that out from his Twitter account this week.
That's crazy.
COVID's not deadly.
COVID.
The man who died from COVID. And over a month ago. So somebody is still funneling bad information through a dead man's account. So the market had some real fluctuations this week. Apple lost 100. Now, say this number right: $180 billion in a week. Amazon lost 4.6% of their stock, and Facebook lost 3.8. Come to find out, some tech giant was gouging their stocks. But you know what? I've lost a lot of money due to COVID and the original lockdown, especially in the beginning, but I'm starting to recover some. So if you guys holding on to some stocks, don't panic. Bear down. Don't bull ahead. Bear down. You got to ride some of this shit out, man. And
Yeah,
hopefully
definitely. I even told people this week because Apple split their stock, so people could get in now at $120. So I was like, you can get in because I feel like Apple's a company that always damn rebounds.
Yeah, that's why I said they lost so much money, 180 billion, but they found out that it's because somebody gouged them. Somebody came in and Wall Street decided that they wanted to sell a shitload of tech stocks to flood the market. But like I said, don't panic, man. That's one thing you don't do with your stocks. This is long term. If you think about long term, don't play the short game, play the long game. You know? And I don't think people are playing the long game because this made me a little depressed about where we're going as a society. I seen a report this morning, right? 52%. Now catch this number, guys. 52% of all people between the ages of 18 and 29 live at home with mommy and daddy. That is a fucking crying shame. We are not raising grown-ups anymore. We're raising children. Grown-ups are raising their kids to be main children. You're 29 years old and you're a male. Really, there is no reason for you to be still living with your mother or father. Really isn't. You don't even respect your privacy. I mean, but this is to this new generation. That shit's normal. To my generation, that's abnormal behavior, man. The fuck are you 25 and you still live? You still got to be questioned by your mother. You know she's gonna ask you questions. Where you going? When you coming in? Why you got all these girls coming over? Damn, can your friends leave? No, I'm not cooking for them. These are questions you shouldn't be answering at those ages, man. So I blame the parents. Parents are raising fucking a generation of bums, basically. You parents out there, you need to do a better job because you shouldn't have 29-year-olds fucking in the crib. I can understand if you got that, that fat daughter with the mustache and you can't marry her off. You want to protect her. But if you got a healthy fucking son, man, and he's banging chicks and driving a car, but he's living at home, reschool him. Get him the fuck out your house. So you can enjoy some old age. There's a time for them. There's a time for you. We're supposed to live in seasons in this life, they say, right? There's a time to plant, time to harvest, time to sell, and shit to die. You know what? I
New York.
Go ahead.
This last one. Yeah, in New York. I only can speak for New York. Can't speak for the rest of the place. It's expensive as hell here. Only way now, like before, like when we was younger, you always could get a room. Things was affordable. Now, truly, if you really want to get out, you got to get a roommate to share, an apartment. Like Caucasians do it all the time. I call them the friends generation because there's no way you're affording a $3,000 a month apartment on
I help people move
one income
all the time, and a lot of, especially I help a lot of people move. That's 4 people living in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. They divide the living room into 2. I see people sleeping in walk-in closets. It's crazy, man.
You know what?
Pay this insane amount of rent.
Okay, so we have to put that in perspective, okay? Because I'm not going to let nobody slide with that one. I'm sorry, Bones. I can't have that. People live above their means. People are lazy. They don't fucking prepare. They also don't have the proper job.
Yeah.
I have made it in New York until I got married on my own my whole entire existence. And I had a roommate once when I was 20. After that, I lived on my own. I didn't live in no fucking rooms. I didn't live in no sharing no goddamn bathroom or kitchen with some stranger. No, I had a decent job. And you know what? If I didn't have a decent job, it's because I was lazy. I didn't go to fucking school. I didn't prepare myself. I had parents who taught me golden rules that I had to follow. And those rules helped set me up so I never had to worry about money. I've talked about that on this fucking podcast a million times. But see, that's a built in excuse. Shit's expensive. Shit's expensive. It always has been expensive relative to a different time. So, say in 1984, when I moved to Staten Island was fucking expensive. Buying suits to go to work on Wall Street was expensive. And if I couldn't afford it, they would have showed your ass the door. You know how many guys I knew who couldn't dress right to stay in a Wall Street job was shown the door? Because they didn't have no banking. They didn't have every dime they got, they spent. You know what? Don't try to fucking impress like this week. I'll put something in perspective. This week I ordered custom golf clubs, my first set of custom made golf clubs. But you better believe that I kept my custom made golf clubs in a budget that I could afford, not to impress Billy or Bob or some fucking stranger on the course. I didn't go out and spend $10,000 when I don't have $10,000 to spend on clubs. I kept it within my budget. You can't afford to take that woman out 6 days a week. You fucking learn how to cook 3 of those days and you take her out one time a week. But people don't like to think like that.
I mean, I agree with you on that as far as that part, with staying within a budget or whatever. But, I mean, there's some obvious things that you can't ignore. You went to college, you're 22, you get out, you got a student loan debt to pay, and you're looking for employment. And, again, if you want to live in a nice neighborhood in New York City, you're paying $2,000 or more, to get an apartment.
The Perspective Studios in Harlem, minimum $1,400, $1,500. That's minimum. And I only know about Harlem because I always check the Street Easy for apartments. But I'm like, that's minimum for Harlem. I was like, God damn, that's most people rent. I would say like $900 for a full 2-bedroom apartment.
You know what me and my wife
$1,500 for a studio.
New York's a different animal. It's a beast.
You know what we did when we first got married? We brought a co-op. You get it? Fuck your rent. We brought a co-op. First of all, you live a life to make sure that you have a credit rating that's a something. See, people want to do shit that they can't do. And that's why they get asked out. And that's why New York is having a little bit of an exodus also. Not just the crime and the violence, but a part of the exodus is people can't afford. They have priced themselves out. But you know what? I don't know how many people I know, Bones. I don't know how many people I know, Net, who own $600 Gucci belts and have $150 in the bank. $150 in the bank, but they will go out and buy $300 Jordans or Yeezys because their mind is totally fucking backwards. You know, you put enough of those $300 fucking dollars in the bank, and you're not screaming about that $2,000 rent. You got 3 years worth of $2,000 rent in fucking bank, so that you always building. I am not built. Doc is not built for any form of bullshit or any form of excuse. You know what? It's too late when you're 35 to say, damn, I wish I would have went to school. That's why I said that it goes back to the parents. Tell them motherfuckers how expensive it is going to be in this world, and you better take your ass to fucking class, and you better focus, and you better put your shit together, because when the rainy day comes, you either going to drown or you're gonna have an umbrella, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. For younger people is one thing, but as you marching on in time, you get to be at 30, 40, 50, and you got a problem.
Those were young people.
Right, that's what I'm saying about the planning.
They had a
so
chance.
That part right there, that part right there exclamates your point of the planning and not having a proper job and employment as you're going on. Life only constant is changing, you moving forward. So you're 35, 40 looking up and saying, oh my God, yeah. So then the things that you didn't do in the past, now they come back to haunt your ass.
Yeah, and that's why you don't, you know what? That's why you don't get fucking felonies, because it comes back to haunt you. That's why you don't do a lot of things. And you want to know something? I'm not crying spilt milk over that guy who wasted 35 years of his life, and now he realizes that the big city he needs to live in is fucking Pittsburgh. Then move to fucking Pittsburgh. Move to Montana. You're not for the big city. You flunked. See, there's an old saying. It's not if you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere. It's if you can make it there. And you know what? We got to stop giving, like I said, I don't give a fuck if it's auntie, uncle, stepdad. We got to put the real, not come at these kids soft like pillows. You got to come at them like with a brick in your fucking hand. This is what's going to happen if you don't do X. This is what's going to happen to you if you don't do Y. Okay, you might be able to live, but you won't have really nothing. You'll go day to day. I mean, how often do people need to hear in this world, paycheck to paycheck, to say, I got to do better than paycheck to paycheck? How often do they have? I mean, it's said a million times a day.
Yeah, I think though, for like I'm gonna use my niece as an example. She graduated from Penn State. Her job, she makes out of college, she makes about 60. I think she makes about 60 something thousand. The problem is she came out. She automatically $300 a month for her student loan. She does have her own apartment. But goddamn, she's struggling between the rent and the student loan, and that doesn't count anything else that she has to fucking pay, electric, clothes, and everything else. So I get it, but I mean, some of these kids are coming home with $80,000 in debt off the jump, and I'm like, yo, this is insane. So to try to manage that, find a decent paying job so you could move up. It gets really tough.
Okay,
especially
well,
in the city.
I gotta reiterate this then, because I'm telling you, I'm not going for. Then going away to college was not maybe what this person should do. Do you understand? I lived in New York City the majority of my life. I got a job on Wall Street. I had not went to college. I wanted to go to college. I went to NYU. Do you know how fucking expensive NYU is? Do you know how many loans that I took out to go to NYU? I'm going to tell you, Bones. I'm going to tell you, Netboy. I'm going to tell anybody who could hear me. I took out 0 loans. I paid my tuition out of my fucking pocket. I sacrificed shit in my life that I had to sacrifice so that I could go to school. I didn't take even my fucking GI Bill. I refused my GI Bill. I was eligible for my time in the Navy to get a fucking loan, and I didn't even take that because I wanted to do that shit on my own. And every time I got a paycheck, I put away money to school, money to books. Could I go out and date as much as I wanted to? No. Could I do this as much as I wanted to? No, but I did it. I did that. And when it was over, I didn't owe anybody anything, not a dime. Okay, you know what I lost out on? 4 years on a college campus getting drunk, joining a fraternity. That was what I had to balance out. Those were the 2 deals that I had to do. It wasn't in the cards for me. Everybody wants to go and they want to have their campus life. Think about it. You've already had the first 18 years of your life of you basically not being responsible. You're not paying bills. Now you want an extra 4 years to do it, and everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do that. You can still go to college, but you might have to go to college in your hometown. And you might have to say, you know what? I can't be a Kappa. I can't be a Q dog. I can't be a Sigma. I can't be a whatever the fuck. See, but I think about everything. Everything in my life is kind of calculated. You know? Okay, put it this way. I'm doing a year-end show in December. Do you know I'm already doing the fucking work on that show now? Right now. I already got my blog up for it now with hundreds of things listed. Now, today, September. I don't wait till December to start thinking about December. I think about December in September.
Well, that's the thing too about, as we, our parents, having us have that sort of a mindset,
It
be
don't work for every
prepared.
kid. It don't work for every kid.
Right, and everybody, I should say that's not the norm of being taught those lessons like that, to think ahead. Don't rest on your laurels for today. Oh yeah, you did great today, but then tomorrow's coming, and that mindset, and just to change the mindset, because I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and we was talking about education and the things of black folk, and like as far as being like thinking like you're going to be saved by the government. Your oppressor's not going to save you. It's up to you to police your community. It's up to you to educate your children. It's up to you to say littering is don't litter because you take away the quality of life from your neighborhood. Nobody's going to teach you that. That's something that's supposed to be within. Something that you're supposed to be taught yourself.
Yeah, we don't have. I think everything is just too. I'm not saying if you could be as soft on your kids as possible, but the life lessons have got to be as harsh as humanly possible. Harsh. You got to show the flip side of what can be right and what can be wrong. Do I have people in my family that are still paying their student loans on their undergrad and master's degrees? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But is that the story of everybody I know? No, I also have family members who are up under all of that shit. And they've moved on and they're still young. They're younger than you, Ned. They just hitting barely 30. And now they're starting to have families and children. And now they're living bankable lives. Lives where they could actually put money in the bank because they don't have to fucking pay somebody else back. Because you never know when a tragedy happens. See, I guess I look at life hard. I lost my parents very young. My mother when I was 17, and I had to put my father in the ground at 24. I had no fucking parachute to fall back on. I had no pillow to fall on. It was, oh shit, doc. Either you're gonna sink, you can fucking swim. Simple as that. But I had all those life lessons that my parents taught me. I was a good kid, and I think that I was a good kid only because I actually listened to every fucking thing they said. And some of it didn't make sense then, but every time I got a day older, something my father taught me or something my mother taught me made more sense.
Amen. Like, yeah, and about the life lessons that you say, I was just telling my nephew the same thing. I said that, you're 19 now. You got to make a decision on where you want to go with your life. I said, we all have come to that point of like a crossroads. What you going to do? That's again, sink or swim. I said, lost my mom at 16. I still continued on to high school, got my diploma, went to Maryland for a year. The last year of high school, came back to New York City. And then I looked up. I wanted to go to college, wasn't able to go to college of my circumstances of living. And I said, now I have a decision to make. What is it I'm going to do? Am I going to stay in this security guard job making $100 a week at $3.35 an hour, which is dead end? And I know that I ain't got a trade. I didn't go to college. What else is there? So I said I made a decision, which is I didn't want to do. I went to the military. because I didn't want to be a burden on somebody else. I went to be able to provide for myself. I went into the military. That was my crossroads decision there.
Yeah,
And,
I
what are
would have
you
never,
going to do?
I would have never made that decision if my parents were both still alive. My mother would have been like, "Hell no." I know that for a fact, and
Yeah.
you know what? Somebody talked to me recently about that, and he's like, "Oh, didn't you love your experience, man? Fuck the Navy. How about that? I'll be one of those ones to tell you, fuck the Navy. I was in a white Navy. I don't know.
Yeah,
This
we
is the
were.
new Navy. This was the '80s, my friend. That Navy was pretty fucking white.
Yeah, yep.
You
Is that
wasn't
the one
serving
where the
no
guy
two,
actually do
three
have a
hundred.
tail?
Man, you was not serving no 200-300 black guys on fucking board no ship. What'd you say?
One. Was that when you told us about the story with the guy who thought black people had tails?
No, no, that's when I actually finished high school in Utah. Of all
Oh,
places,
okay.
I left New York and I went to Utah because I knew that I was starting to get to be really violent. And I knew that at the I was at the precipice of actually be getting to be one of those kids who could get in the system. And I spoke to my mother and I was like, "Ma, I need a way out. I gotta get a way out." Because my thing is this. She was like, "Listen, son, you don't I deal with felons. That's what my profession is. I deal with felons. You don't want to join that fraternity. Do anything that you can." So I lived my entire life to never take nothing from nobody. I have never robbed a human being. I have never stolen from a human being. I have never assaulted a human being who didn't deserve to be assaulted. Have I laid my hands on some people? You fucking better believe I have. Here, there, and everywhere. But I always thought I was in the right. But as far as like stealing, robbing, or selling drugs, man, I never got involved with any of that shit. I didn't give a fuck what the neighborhood said. You know what? I'd rather be a sucker and a free man and not have shit hold over my head than to be the dude that says, "Okay, well, you know what my resume says? Arsoning, Sing Sing, Attica, Rikers Island, Brooklyn House of Detention." You know what? That's a pretty shitty resume to me. You ask me, that's not an impressive resume. That's a horrible fucking resume. Because, King Crooked said it best. You're not a real black man until you came out of one of those systems. That's a lie, man. We got to stop telling that lie to each other. You could be a real black man and never spend a day in jail. And I think that's just the honest truth. And we got to stop looking at people like, okay, he's the college student. He's the dude who never went to prison. He's the sucker. No, why is he the sucker? He did what was right.
Yep.
Why is he weak? You know how much strength that takes in the ghetto to stay out of the crime? That's the strongest guy on that fucking block. That's the leader, not the follower. You know? That's the leader. The dude
Yeah.
that says, "You know what? We're gonna go do this robbery. You coming? No, fuck y'all. I see you when you get back." Oh man, you a sucker. And I've heard that. Oh man, you know what? This was a big thing on my block when we hit the early '80s. We're gonna go do these money bags. I was like, "What is money bags?" These guys come out of these stores and they make these bank deposits, and all you got to do is beat them up and hop back in the car and go. And I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? That sounds stupid. I don't want to. I don't want. You know what? It's good money, but what about if we get caught? Now I'm in C-76. I don't want to know what the fuck the inside of C-76 looks like, or C-74, whatever the fuck it is. I don't want to know it. So I say the same thing every time. No, thank you, guys. I'll see you when you get back to the block. Because I know you idiots. You're going to get back to the block and you're going to want to impress me so much because I'm the fucking leader. You're going to throw me some of your money anyway. Wish they would. I don't even have to go and I still get a share. So what the fuck am I going for? That's how stupid you are. You do the crime and you're gonna come back and share part of your loot with me for no reason. Because you're an idiot. I wish I didn't. You know what? I love being from Bed-Stuy, but I ain't lying, guys. There are times I say to myself, man, I really wish I wasn't born and raised in that neighborhood, but it helped make me who I am, helped mold me. The bullshit that I had to deal with. I mean, I wouldn't put that on no kid. I used to ask my parents all the time, we can afford not to live here. Why are we here? Why are we here? My mother was like, you
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
I do a lot of work in this community. I'm bonded to this community. Some people in this neighborhood need me, and I was like, man, I need you. But by the time that I really got those words in my mother's head, she had to go. You know, somebody upstairs said, "Time's up," and that was pretty much basically it. Now I took your advice and I listened, net to the Locks. The name of
Yeah.
the album is "Living Off Experience." And I'm gonna say the first three songs out of the box was hot. That was "Come Back," "Dirty Dirty," and they had a song with DM. Oh, I guess that was "About Shit" with DMX and "Net Worth."
Yeah.
But the middle of the record seemed like they didn't have nothing to say, and I was like, okay, but if you can get 4 out of 13, that's not too bad. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. But
And
John Legend, no, go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was gonna say, Big Sean just also dropped this Friday as well.
Okay, I'm not a fan of Big Sean, but I will give it a listen because I'm listening to everything. Now,
Good.
John Legend dropped an album called Bigger Love. And I mean, it might be a week or two old, I don't know. And he only had two songs on the whole thing that I liked. One was Oola, You Move, I Move with this Janae Eco.
Ego? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, I listened to Janae Eco's album, Chilumbia. And I'm going to tell Janae Eco, no, thank you, sweetheart. I'm not, whatever that is you selling, I don't want anything to do with it. That was a bore fest. It was horrible. Uh, so I never want to hear Janae Eco again unless she's coming with something stronger. I don't like love music like that, man. I don't like weed, what I call pothead music. Where you sit down with lights dim, smoke a joint, and listen to music. That shit's boring me. I like energy. You know, I need energy. I'm gonna tell you guys too. Buying a bed is fucking expensive, man. My wife been dogging me out. Come on, we're gonna buy a mattress, buy a new bed. I
Yeah,
mean,
that mattress is
God
something else.
Yeah,
damn, man.
Matches is the one.
God, I mean, damn. I was like, oh shit. So we got it delivered yesterday. She's happy. Now I don't have to hear this shit no more. But man, they are not cheap.
And we went to
That's
that
why you
like
got.
2 years ago.
That's why you got to have
And it's
fun,
always
man.
different. It's really tough when one person likes a firm bed and the other person likes a soft bed.
Oh well, you know what? This is me. I actually on some things, Net. I actually go with the happy wife syndrome. Like the lady was like, lay in the bed, and I said, I'm gonna tell you, like I'm gonna tell her straight up and down. And my wife got mad. I said, my opinion really don't matter. So I'm not gonna fucking pretend that my opinion matters. If she's happy with the fucking bed, I'll learn to be happy with the bed. So let's stop it. I'm not going through it. I'm not laying on this fucking bed. I'm not touching this bed. If she says that's the one, let's pay for it and get the fuck out of here. And she was like,
That's true.
why you got that attitude? I was like, because I'm being honest. If I pick a different bed and we go home and then you be like, why you make me get, and I gotta hear this shit for maybe 2, 3 years. I don't want to hear it, man. Fuck that. No,
Oh man.
just let her pick the shit and go. I don't. There's certain things I don't do, man. I don't pick towels. I don't pick curtains because that's her. She really don't want my opinion on that stuff. She really
Wait,
doesn't.
quick question. So you come home and there's pink blinds and curtains, that's fine.
What the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not 100% fine, but you know, when I first met my wife, she did have some kind of pinkish curtains, and I wound up moving into her place. So I did deal with that for a while. But until I said, you know what, I think it's time to paint.
This is the funniest thing. They ask you for your opinion. I don't know why, even though they already set on what they set on.
Exactly.
So, but you know who, Bones, you know who responsibility is to understand that? It's ours. Our responsibility is to say, okay, out of courtesy, she's doing it, but she really doesn't mean it.
Right.
You know, there's certain things in the house y'all share responsibilities, but there's things that are more women than men.
But I'm like, why ask if I can't give my honest opinion?
Yeah, but you know what? She don't want you to, when it comes in the house, she don't want us to be able to say that she didn't act. Women are calculated, man. Now, I did watch your other program too. I'd never seen anything like
Free
this
Rayshawn?
before. I did watch Free Rayshawn. I thought Free Rayshawn was interesting. I don't like Quibi that you gotta do these 10-minute shows.
Every 10 minutes, yeah.
But it did make the show go by very fast. I watched it right after we got off the air last week, waiting for basketball. So it was bing, 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 boom. Because I also watched, I think you guys should check it out. I don't know if y'all know Hard Knocks back. And Hard Knocks has been very good. I did not have a clue Hard Knock was back, right? So I'm caught up with Hard Knocks. But I also watched a documentary on the Beastie Boys, which I thought was outstanding. The Beastie Boys have a documentary, but it's shot different. It's shot from a Brooklyn movie theater where they actually are talking while this documentary is going on behind. So it's really cool. I thought it was really cool. Now, let me ask you a question, Ned, since you're younger. Do you know who Benny Hill is?
Benny Hill? No.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. No. Okay, you know what?
Let me see.
See, this is the sad part of the disconnect between one generation. And it's not even a full generation. Benny Hill was your original OG dirty white comedian on television when we were coming up. I thought Benny Hill went into the next generation. So I'm sadly
I know Albert and Costello. I don't know Benny Hill.
No. Benny Hill and Albert Costello are not doing the same comedy. Benny Hill is a dirty uncle. He's your dirty uncle from Britain. So he's always trying to get a piece of ass or referring to a piece of ass or something. Or sometimes he's the ugly old piece of ass, which is incredible because he's a big fat old man. You know, he's like Bugs Bunny come to life.
Yep, and Benny Hill came on at 11 o'clock at night.
Damn, I can't. You know what? I gotta ask my nephews and nieces who are your age. Do they know who Benny Hill is? Because, damn, man, you would think that he would go into the next generation.
And I listen to the comedy station on Sirius where they get random comedians and tell jokes, and I never even came across this guy.
Okay, he's not really a stand-up comedian. This is television. He's a
television.
Okay. Maybe because he's English. Britain.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's it. But damn, man, I was like, wow. Okay, see,
the only Brit I know is the oh shit, I forgot his name. The little chubby guy that always hosting the awards and making people upset.
Oh, that guy Corbin, or something like James Corbin.
No, not the guy. He doesn't have he's not the one on Channel 2 that has his own talk show. Oh, what the fuck is this guy's name?
Piers Morgan? Morgan.
I'll figure it out. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Oh, and you know what? I wanted to tell you guys congratulations and thank you. We got invited to go on Amazon Music.
Oh, great.
Amazon Music has decided to pick up Strange Talk with Doc. I mean, out of the blue, they just sent me an email. They gave me an invite. They was like, you know, would you like to have your show as a part of the Amazon Music Network family? And I was like, Yeah, damn right I do. The more places, the better for me. Better for us. I like the exposure personally. Now I don't know if you guys got another 10 minutes or not.
Yeah, man.
Do we
Sure. Yeah.
do? Okay, good. So let's just take a real quick commercial break right here. Thank you, people, and welcome back to Strange Talk with Doc. We got Netboy and Bones sitting in, and we're gonna close this bad boy out. We're just gonna talk some sports. Keep it nice, light, and talk some sports. Okay, guys. Last night we had UFC. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll watch it later today. I got my PGA golf. I know y'all don't give a rat's ass about that. I love golf. Like you guys probably like a fat person loves sugar. I love golf. And so the Boston Celtics and the Toronto Raptors are both they're 2-2. Who do you like going out to finish this series?
I like Boston. I mean, but Toronto's playing great ball, but I like Boston.
Well, me personally, I'm kind of shocked. This could have been last night could have been an elimination game if Boston didn't blow it being up 2-0. They had the game won. I mean, even though Kyle Lowry made a pass for the ages. But I like Toronto because I think that they've hit their stride. And they said they had their backs against the wall. And I think that they're going to actually close out Boston. It might go to 7. We might be talking about this another time, but I think I like Toronto. What about you, Bones?
Um. Yeah, I like Toronto.
Okay. Okay, Clippers Nuggets 1-1. Who do you like?
I like Clippers, of course.
Clippers.
Okay, so that's 3 there. Okay, here's the shocker. Milwaukee is down 0-3 to the Heat. The only question here is there any way in hell that they win 4 in a row versus the Heat? Anybody?
Nope. Stick the fork in them,
No.
they done. I got the Heat is now going to the finals.
That is crazy. That is crazy. But you know what? Congratulations, Heat. It's not like they're a bum team. I like Adebayo and I like Jimmy. They got a good coach, man. They got a championship coach. So and they got a great general manager. The Heat, shit, man, that's a good place to go. This might be Giannis's new team next year. You know?
That'd be
Wow.
great. I mean, I know I've followed Jimmy Butler because I was a Bulls fan, but I've never seen this level of Jimmy Butler where he's actually passing the ball. I'm like, this guy's looking for the open man every time he comes down the court and still putting up 30 points. And I'm like, I like this form of Jimmy Butler.
You know what?
I hated that.
Some-
I hated the fact that with Miami, that game that Giannis got called with that ticky tack foul with no
That
time
foul,
on
yeah.
the clock. And that was a
you
game
know that
changer, obviously.
well, that was the winner. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Something happens. This is when you are well respected. People come to Miami. They come for the sun, the fun, the beaches, and the chicks. But they get around Pat Riley and they all elevate themselves. LeBron did it. Jimmy Butler's doing it. Pat Riley demands respect and he does it quietly. So I kind of dig that. Now I'm kind of shocked that the Rockets took the first game against the Lakers. But I think the Lakers are still going to beat the Rockets, but it might go 7.
Yeah, I thought the Lakers. I had Lakers in like 5. I don't really like the Rockets small ball, but I guess it's working for them.
It
Mm.
works to a point. It never works. I mean, it works to a point, but history has shown if you don't play no defense, it's not. It's they're gonna fail again. You know, D'Antonio will be looking for a new job.
Because I'm
Yeah,
looking
but
like he's the Lakers got a bunch of big men. I'm like, how the hell they get to steal that game?
You want to know something about the Lakers that I have a feeling in my heart? They're not a championship team. To win a championship with almost zero bench is incredible. And if they pull that off, I don't think they could beat the Clippers. I don't think there's anywhere in the hell they could beat the Clippers. But you got LeBron, you got AD, you got Danny Green, who's if he's not hitting his shots, he's just there. Kuzma's really not that third option yet.
Yeah, where's Kuzma?
Rondo,
It's like where's Waldo?
yeah, Rondo is who gives a rat's ass. So you know what?
Wait,
I
Rondo
want the
back?
Rock. Yes, he is. I want the Rockets to wear them down. I want them to wear old ass LeBron down. Just wear him. Put some treads on his tires. You know. Now I don't know if you guys
I missed
seen
that
this.
first game.
Well, you
I
know
was
what?
gonna say I missed that first game, but did LeBron cover Harden the whole game?
No, and you know he's not. He never takes. That's not his job to take the hardest defensive task. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
actually interested if they play. L.A. plays L.A. Will he try to guard Kawhi? And I don't think he's going to be trying to guard. It's too much energy.
Yeah.
How could he play good offense when you got to waste all that energy guarding Kawhi all day? No, he ain't chasing Harden down. That's a little bit much. He'd do it in spots, but no. I don't know if you guys seen this. Did you see the Chiefs' new rings?
I didn't see that one.
No.
The, the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rings are outlandish, and I mean in a good way. Them shits are beautiful. I have to say they're beautiful. And by the way, before we talk about the NFL, because the NFL returns everybody Thursday night, I have picked my team for 2020. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon of a team that's going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm going black and silver. I am going
Oh, old school.
Las
The Vegas?
Vegas Raiders. Matter of fact, the clubs I brought yesterday are black and silver, and I think that was like my sign. The golf bag I'm looking at that's sitting on my computer right now that I'm getting ready to buy is black and silver. So I'm going black and silver. I am not turning my back. The Cowboys, I loved you since 1973, but I cannot love you in 2020. My wife said I'm probably just taking a year break. It might just be that. I mean, because I've been loyal to this team my whole life. But I would
Man,
not.
that right there is
And they better not win
fitting
the
for
fucking
you.
Super Bowl. They better not win the Super Bowl because that would be hurt. I've been waiting 25 fucking years for a Super Bowl. You think the Raiders is fitting for me?
Yes, perfectly for you. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a place that you like to go to,
Yes.
and the Raiders have that old school bad boy thing from Al Davis. Perfect.
Yeah, he's a Brooklyn boy. Yeah, so you know what? I'm definitely a Raiders fan. It's official. I put myself out there. So okay, let's talk some football and then go on to our Sundays. Okay, the Texans play the Chiefs Thursday night. I like the Chiefs in the opening game.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely Chief.
Yeah,
okay.
Chiefs.
Okay, Sunday. We got some pretty interesting football games Sunday. It's going to be a little weird watching football without crowds, but you know, it is football, right?
I hope they
You-
pump noise in though.
Yeah, but see, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Nat. They're going to pump noise in, but they're going to be heavy fines if you overdo it. They're going to fine you, take draft picks, and put suspensions on players if the crowd noise is pumped past what they have a standard. If you go past a certain decibel, they're going to fine you. And like I
But
said, they're going to take
was it like the Saints and I forgot the other team who decimal is
Seahawks.
always hired?
Yeah, Seahawks. Yeah, but they came up with I think a grade level because you think about it, you can't. You would be pumping crowd noise every time the quarterback opens his mouth, and it's not going to sound right. So there's got to be some fairness. So matter of fact, just bringing them up, the Seahawks play the Falcons.
I
I'm
don't
going
trust
with
the
Seahawks.
Falcons anymore. Yeah, I go Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seahawks. You see, the Seahawks signed Josh Gordon. He got a chance, a 99th time chance again. Hopefully, he got himself together.
Yeah, I am wishing that kid the best, but I never really hold out a lot of hope. Okay,
Yeah.
the battle of upstate and lower state New York, Jets, Bills. I like the Bills.
I like the Bills
How
too. I mean,
the
I want to root
Bills?
for the Jets, but every time I root for the Jets, I get burned.
Yeah, the
Leave the Jets
Jets.
alone, man. That's a sad situation. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys keep up with it. Did the Islanders win last night?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. The Bears play the Lions. I like the Lions over the Bears, personally.
Who's the Bears quarterback now?
They
Trubisky?
decided to go with Trubisky over.
Oh no,
Oh,
not again. Yeah,
They went with
Lions.
Trubisky over that kid that was on Folks. They went with Trubisky over Folks. Now this is a really good game for Week 1. Packers versus Vikings. I hate the Packers. I gotta go with the Vikings just on emotion.
I think the Packers are gonna get screwed this year because they crapped all over Rodgers. So I'm gonna go with Vikings.
yeah. I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Okay. We got the Cam Newtons versus Miami Dolphins.
I want Cam.
Cam
I
Newton.
want Cam to bring it home. Yeah.
I'm going with Cam in Week 1. We got the Eagles versus that Washington football team. I think Washington football team's a mess, so I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, I go with the Eagles, and I hated to see that they cut it. They cut Peterson, but
He's only 605 years old, man.
I know, but he played well for them last year when they needed him.
You can't
I'll
play
do the
if you're
Eagles.
710.
Eagles
Okay. My newfound Vegas Raiders are playing the Carolina Panthers. There's no way I'm going to jump on a new bandwagon and not go for the team that I'm rooting for. So I'm going with Las Vegas over the Panthers.
too. Go with the Raiders.
Even
Yeah,
though
I
we
think
got to
you
worry
jinxed
about
them,
McCaffrey.
so I think you jinxed them, so I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Oh, God. Okay. The Colts are playing the Jaguars. Damn, you haven't even thought about this, but I guess I got to go with the Colts. Jaguars stink.
Yeah, the Colts and their new quarterback.
Jaguars is another team. When you want to root for them, they just let you down. So, Colts.
Okay, a very interesting game, guys. The Browns are playing the Ravens. So there's a lot of star power between these two teams. You got Odell, you got Lamar. But I got to go with the Ravens.
Odell's still on the Ravens? I thought they got rid of Odell, the Browns.
Oh, when are you going to get rid of Odell Beckham Jr.? Have I been
they got rid
asleep
of
for a
him.
week? Oh, no way, man. Odell is there. Man's only 26, 27 years old. So I'm definitely going with the Ravens.
Wait, you said it was Ravens versus who?
Browns.
Oh,
I like the Ravens.
Browns is another team that screws you up, so I'm going to go
that's true.
Ravens.
Okay, here's a really good one. The new Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Bucks versus Drew Brees and those New Orleans Saints. A lot of pressure on Brady. I got to go with the Bucks. Okay. I'm going with the Bucks.
I'll go
What
with
about you,
I'll go with the Bucks.
Okay, we got the Cardinals versus the 49ers.
49ers for me.
Yeah, 49ers.
Yeah, I'm picking the team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Now, the Sunday night game is my former football team, the Dallas Cowboys, versus the Los Angeles Rams. And for the first time, in my entire adult life. I am going for a team not named the Cowboys that's in a game with the Cowboys. I'm going for the Rams. I'm actually going to be actively rooting against my team. So I'm going with the Rams.
I think
Well,
Cowboys got the better team.
I'm going with the Rams. I can't root for the Cowboys in anything. So Rams.
You know what? I kind of got a good feeling for the Rams and the Chargers by watching Hard Knocks. They both seem to be very likable teams and very likable coaches. There's nothing likable about the Cowboys right now. So without even using a cuss word, just forget about the Cowboys. So now, Monday Night Football, we got two more games and we out of here. Steelers play the Giants. I can't root for the Giants no matter what. So I got to go with the Steelers here.
You can't root for Uncle Ben. Come on, man. You got to go with the Giants.
Big blue, baby.
No, see, that's sacrilegious now. Now you're asking me to just, jump on the devil's bandwagon. I'm not doing that. That's going too far. Now,
yeah, I like the Giants. I just can't get with their quarterback, man.
Oh, you know what? I think that Danny Dimes wasn't that horrible. I think he's interesting. He should have some outlandish numbers. So I'm gonna actually I'm rooting for the Giants to be all right. I'm tired of seeing them 3-13 or whatever the hell they are.
Quick question: who would you go for when the Cowboys and the Giants play?
You know what? I just gotta watch football. That is, you know what? You know what? My wife she's been asking me to come to the dark side because she sees that I've been talking about this. But that's the first time, and I don't like that you did that to me, Ned. Why did you do that? Do you know it's the first time that I actually thought about that there's a decision to be made? Because, I gotta be Switzerland. I gotta be neutral. Now, Monday night, people, there are two games. The second game is the Titans versus the Broncos. And this is one of those, if I'm sleeping, I'm not staying up late for it. But I like the Titans more than I like the Broncos. So I'll pick the Titans just for GP.
Yeah, I'll take the Titans also.
I go with the Titans.
Yeah, it gets more interesting as we go along because we see how teams play, who gets injured, blah, blah, blah. But like I said earlier, guys, we're dead next weekend. Black. There is no strange talk for Doc. Week 1, I am not talking anything. I'm sitting at home, chilling out, waiting for football. I will not be back to the 19th when I do that special show. And Bones, you can email me that information, and I'll take a peek at it about the ME.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, the comedian I was talking about, was Ricky Gervais.
Oh, okay, Ricky Gervais. The guy who blew it up at the Oscars or Golden Globes.
Yeah, the Golden Globes. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was telling them that they're all fraudulent because they blah, 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 blah. I got it.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you. I thank you. I want y'all to go on and have a good week. If you don't forget, man, my website is up there. You got some suggestion, you got a topic that you want me to talk about, those upcoming episode blogs are there just for that purpose, so that somebody could put in what they feel we should talk about, and I'll research it, I'll look into it, and I'll add it to the show. Okay? Simple.
Great.
I'm always open to suggestion. Well, man, enjoy your Labor Day, gentlemen.
All right, everybody, have a good one.
You too.
Yes,
okay, enjoy. See you the following week.
Okay, cool.
The 19th. Okay.
Everybody out there, I'm going to tell you like I tell you each and every time. This has been Strange Talk with Doc. We had Bones and Netboy here, and I'm going to tell you peace to you and peace to yours.